We are back. It's been a minute. Don't worry about it. UFC 296 is this weekend. It's tomorrow, actually. I'm filming this the night before just because I was hoping to see maybe a backup for the Luque fight. Maybe Kevin Holland. He might still come in. I don't know what's going on. I hope they figure that out because that is a fight I do want to see. I want to see Vicente Luque fight. Maybe Bilal. If they're 1-1, maybe a trilogy. I know it's kind of a lose-lose for Bilal because if he wins, it's like you were supposed to win, but if he loses, then maybe doesn't get the title shot. But either way, let's not worry about that. Let's just jump into the main card. And we're going to start at Bryce Mitchell and Josh Emmett. Bryce Mitchell obviously being a short notice fight. I think this might favor him there. He might be a little loose. He might be a little fun. He seemed a little like, he's like, I didn't train hard, but I'm always ready for this. I don't know. Josh Emmett, as we know, power puncher. Boy, that guy can hit. Like when he hits you, like I remember seeing this one. Can't remember who he was fighting. He hit a body shot in slow, and they caught it in slow mo. He just the ripples just going. Guy's a beast. Let's just be honest here. But I think Bryce Mitchell gets this one done. Submission, obviously, that's what I'm thinking. But I think he does get this one done. I think he's gonna take a shot or two just because. He hasn't, trained. He hasn't had a full camp. He hasn't probably been sparring. So just that distance control is going to be a little tough to get used to. But I am really excited to see this one. Moving up to probably a fight that I've been wanting to see for, I don't know why. I want to see all these fights, but there's something about this fight that just stands out to me. And it's just Tony Ferguson. This is kind of like the handing of the torch, in my opinion, but not really. There's no torch here. It's just more or less, does he still have anything? Because the Paddy Pimblett that we saw last time was not good. Let's be honest. He lost that fight. That's just me. If you don't think that, then I don't know. We can talk about it. But I'm not saying it's a robbery. It was just close. Yeah. But this is for Tony Ferguson's. I think if he loses this one, it's done. This is it. He has to call it quits here. You can't lose that many in a row. And also, the people around him should tell him, it's time. But if he wins, what do you do with him? Who do you set him up with? What do you, it's tough to, it's really tough to figure that one out. But then what do you do with Paddy if he loses that? I know he's young. I know he's still got time and all that, but what do you do with him? But I have to go with Paddy here. My brain's telling me Paddy, heart's telling me Ferguson, but like I said, I don't know what to tell you. This is hopefully going to be a good fight. I don't know what kind of Tony Ferguson we're going to get. I hope we're getting a little bit of a vintage Tony Ferguson, not the recent one. Even though the recent one wasn't that bad, let's be honest. But yeah, either way. Moving up to Shavkat and Wonderboy. This is a fight. I think we've been wanting to see Shavkat just move up, just fight somebody different. And I think Wonderboy is a fantastic person for him. Someone who excels at his style. Who has that awkward range, distance? It's just, he's the only one who fights like that, in my opinion. Well, at least to his extent. But Shavkat's a killer. All finishes on his record by either KO, sub, 9-8. That's 17-0. This guy's a killer. And you can see that he is a very big favorite. Minus 625. I think I'm not saying that Wonderboy's going to win here. I'm just saying I think they're under favoring Wonderboy. Maybe they know something I don't. Maybe he's too old. Maybe, I don't know. But I think Shavkat's going to strike with him. I don't think he's going to try to go wrestle right away. And I think this is going to be a little bit of an entertaining fight, at least for a round or so. And then after that, I think Shavkat just wins. That's just my prediction on that one. Moving up to the two main fights. Two title fights. We got Pantoja and Brandon Royval. I can always say Royale. I don't know why. Royale. Hey, if he wins, he's going to be royal. So this fight is going to be interesting to me because Pantoja really looked good in his last fight. I'm talking unbelievably good in his last fight. Whereas I don't recall Brandon's last performance. Like, I just don't recall the quality of the performance. But I think it's going to be a close fight. I think their styles just perfectly match up. I think the belt on the line, Pantoja just wants to just prove a point. He's been at the back seat with that Brandon Moreno and Figgy trilogy, quadrilogy, whatever you want to call it, that we had for years. I think it was just the back seat waiting for his turn. He wants to prove that he's a legitimate champion. There's Brandon Royval. Hungry. You want to see this guy win because he just seems like a good guy. When you watch all the embedded videos, you watch his fights, you watch him talk, he seems like a chill guy. He seems like a nice guy. And that's why people want him to win too. But I think I hate doing this. I'm always picking the favorites. I'm picking the favorites here, and I don't like doing that because it seems like I'm just, going with the most obvious choice, but I just see Pantoja winning this one. That's it. The main event. Leon Edwards and Colby Covington. This is what we're all here to see. But one thing I will say is I think this fight is going to be not as close as people think it is going to be. And I said that in the longest possible form, but I just believe that from what I've heard, I think we got Colby Covington winning this one decisively. And I know I spoke a lot about the other fights before I said who I think, but I just wanted to kind of get to that first because Colby's been training at elevation. Colby's fantastic with cardio. Leon's always struggles with cardio. Well, not struggles with cardio, but, in elevation, there were some issues, lack of, but he's still a fantastic fighter. Personally, my favorite fighter in the 170-pound division. My favorite fighter. This is not me trying to say anything, but I'm kind of favoring Colby just because of that relentlessness. Just because he's always dangerous, he's going to keep pushing the pace. But on the same hand, I have Leon. After this press conference, I don't know if you guys seen that. He's not happy. I don't think any of us would fucking be happy. Let's be honest here. He was not happy whatsoever with the comments Colby made. And I think that I was going for Colby, might push it into Leon. This is one of those fights where I'm a toss-up for it. Like, it's tough because Leon is one of my favorite fighters. Like, it's just his style. I just love him hitting pads, him doing everything. It's just so perfect. Just looks so fluid. But Colby Covington, even though he is a troll, he has a character, he's a businessman. He knows what he's doing, but I think there are lines that can be crossed here, and I think one might have been crossed. I'm not going to speak on that, but it's a tough fight to pick. Honestly, a very tough fight to pick, but I'm just going to have to go with Colby Covington. It's like I said, my brain saying Colby, my heart saying Leon. So either way, I'm going to be happy because I, have the fighter that I win or the fighter that I pick. So the fighter that I like and fighter that I pick. So either way, it's going to be a good night for me. Like I said, it's been a while. We're going to kick it right back off on Monday, just talking about potential fights, matchmaking Mondays. That's going to be a new thing. And we're back into it again. Thank you guys for watching. Comment, like, subscribe. Let me know what you thought.